You're listening to Radio 1 International, where global music meets global headlines, and tonight we dive into one of the most talked about controversies of the year. At the 2025 MTV Video Music Awards, held at UBS Arena in New York, BLACKPINK's Lisa walked away with the Best K-pop award for her solo track Born Again. On paper, it sounds like a massive victory. Lisa is, after all, one of the biggest names in the genre, a trailblazer who's redefined K-pop on the global stage. But within minutes of her win, the internet exploded. Not with applause, but with outrage. So what happened? Fans, especially those rooted deep in the K-pop community, began questioning whether Born Again should even qualify as a K-pop track. Many pointed out that the song was produced and distributed largely through international labels, marketed more as a global pop release than a Korean pop record. For them, awarding Lisa under the K-pop umbrella felt like the VMAs were using the category as a convenient box rather than respecting the authenticity of the genre. Twitter, or X, as it's now branded, lit up with hashtags like #ThisIsNotKpop and #VMAsRigged. One fan wrote, "We love Lisa, but this song isn't K-pop. Stop reducing the category to just Korean idols. It's about the music, the roots, the culture." Others accused the VMAs of laziness, awarding a superstar with global clout instead of truly recognizing K-pop groups who released distinctly Korean projects this year. But of course, Lisa's fans, the Lisa stans, the Blinks, the solo supporters, clapped back with equal force. Their argument? Lisa is K-pop. She trained in Korea, debuted with BLACKPINK, shaped her artistry under the K-pop system, and still represents Korean music culture on the world stage. To them, dismissing her solo work as not K-pop is not only unfair, but insulting to her journey. One fan tweeted, "If BTS members release English albums, they're still K-pop. If Lisa does it, suddenly it's not? Hypocrisy much." The debate raises a much larger question. What exactly defines K-pop in 2025? Is it the language? The production team? The distribution label? Or is it the artists themselves, the training system, the cultural roots, the identity they carry even as they expand globally? Critics argue that categories like Best K-pop at Western award shows are outdated and reductive. They lump dozens of diverse artists into one genre label, while Western pop stars get spread across multiple nuanced categories like pop, R&B, rap, alternative, and more. Why should BTS, New Jeans, Stray Kids, and Lisa, who are all vastly different, compete in one single box called K-pop? Meanwhile, Lisa herself seemed unfazed on stage. In her acceptance speech, she thanked her fans worldwide, her team, and the Blinks, smiling and radiant, seemingly rising above the noise. But even as she celebrated, the online storm only grew louder. Another fascinating twist to this controversy is how it reflects the generational divide among fans. Older K-pop fans, who grew up during the era of second-gen groups like Girls' Generation, Big Bang, and SHINee, argue that the heart of K-pop has always been about Korean lyrics, uniquely choreographed performances, and that unmistakable, idol training system polish. But younger fans, who discovered K-pop through TikTok clips, global collaborations, and Netflix documentaries, tend to embrace the genre's evolution into something borderless. For them, Lisa's Born Again represents the new wave, Korean-born artistry, global in sound, yet rooted in K-pop culture. Media critics are also pointing out the business side of the argument. Labels like YG Entertainment, HYB, and JYP are no longer operating solely within Korea. Their distribution deals with American companies, their partnerships with streaming giants, and their global fan engagement strategies are designed to blur those lines on purpose. The aim is simple: make K-pop not just a genre, but a worldwide movement. So when fans say Lisa's track doesn't sound K-pop enough, the counterargument is that maybe K-pop is no longer about the sound. It's about the system, the star-making machinery, and the fandom culture that surrounds it. Adding more fuel to the fire is the timing of the win. 2025 has already been an explosive year for K-pop, with groups like New Jeans and Stray Kids dominating charts, and even rookie groups pulling in millions of views in hours. Some fans feel that Lisa's solo track, while successful, overshadowed other groups who may have deserved recognition for purely Korean language projects that kept closer to the genre's roots. The conversation now isn't just about Lisa. It's about fairness, visibility, and whether Western awards are capable of truly appreciating the diversity within the K-pop industry. Interestingly, Korean media has taken a more nuanced stance. Outlets in Seoul acknowledged the backlash, but also praised Lisa for bringing international attention to the VMAs and K-pop as a whole. Some journalists even suggested that this controversy might be the best publicity the category has had in years, because for once, people are debating not just who won, but what K-pop even means in a global context. It's a moment of cultural introspection that may, ironically, strengthen the genre's global identity. And finally, let's not forget the human side of this story, Lisa herself. For years, she's faced questions about her place in K-pop as a Thai-born idol who rose to global stardom through a Korean system. Now, in 2025, she's at the center of another debate about authenticity and identity. And yet, her calm, gracious acceptance speech at the VMAs reminded everyone why she's loved worldwide. She's not just an artist, but an icon who manages to stay grounded in the middle of storms. Whether fans agree or disagree with her win, there's no denying one fact. Lisa is shaping the conversation about K-pop's future, and her name will always be in the headlines when it comes to defining what that future looks like. Entertainment analysts are calling this moment a turning point in how global award shows treat non-Western genres. It's reminiscent of how Latin artists once felt sidelined at U.S. ceremonies, only later earning proper recognition across major categories. For K-pop, this might be the moment fans demand the same respect, not just a token category, but equal recognition alongside mainstream acts. And yet, there's another layer here. Lisa's win also highlights the power of globalization. Born Again may not sound like traditional K-pop, but its success shows how Korean artists are blurring borders, merging styles, and reaching audiences far beyond Asia. For some, that's evolution. For others, it's erasure. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. Lisa's win wasn't just a trophy. It was a spark. A spark that ignited conversations about identity, authenticity, and the future of K-pop as it moves deeper into the global mainstream. So, listeners, where do you stand? Is K-pop about the roots, the language, the culture? Or is it about the artists who carry the legacy, no matter how far their sound travels? Studio Microphone, you're tuned into Radio 1 International, where music doesn't just entertain. It ignites debate, it shapes culture, and sometimes it leaves us asking the biggest questions about what defines our favorite sounds. Stay with us, because this story is far from over.